Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of our Lion Fight Zoom chats. Of course, we have the illustrious color analyst of Lion Fight, Nathan Corbett, with us. Justin Kwan is at the controls. And our guest on this episode is Devorious Tubbs, the man who will be taking on Steve Walker at Lion Fight 66 on UFC Fight Pass on May 21st. And that fight will be for the North American Super Cruiserweight title. Let's get things rolling. Devorious, I'm going to ask you the first question, and I think you probably know what's coming. You and I stood probably about 10 feet apart watching Steve Walker back in March with that highlight reel tornado kick. We both were like, wow, that was incredible. And you looked at me and said, I'll fight him next. So I think the obvious question is, what is going through your mind when you tell me I'll fight him next?
I mean, the knockout was pretty spectacular. And that was a really good fighter too. This the guy he fought beat most of the top Americans in glory kickboxing. So he was a real legit dude, and for him to come in there and knock him out in 47 seconds with a spectacular knockout was pretty amazing. I mean, me personally, I don't know. I don't think I could be anybody in Muay Thai, but it's, need the opportunity. I haven't had a chance to fight Muay Thai in a little while. I've been looking for fights, just haven't been able to get one. So I'm just happy to be able to get the opportunity to fight somebody at Steven's caliber.
Okay, Nathan, take it away. I know you probably want to do some follow up to that.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. We obviously met at the show, and obviously I don't know much about your past. So I guess saw you there as a trainer, and then all of a sudden Zer says, "Oh yeah, well now Tubbs is fighting Steve Walker." I was just like, "What?" I thought he was a trainer. I thought he was a trainer at the last show, and now he's the main event against obviously the current world champion and North American champion. So tell me a little bit about you in the sense of, tell me a little bit about you in the way of how you got to this place in a short, obviously not too long, to be able to be in that caliber of fighting, I guess, Steve Walker, who's 10-0 right now.
I started boxing when I was in 6th grade. I've been fighting for a long time. I had some boxing fights, had some Muay Thai fights, had some MMA fights. I fought some good Muay Thai fighters. I fought Warren Thompson, the one who was just in the main event. I fought some guys in the UFC. I fought a lot of people. I mean, I always felt like I won. I don't feel like I ever got outpointed in any fight I ever been in, and I don't think it's gonna be any different this fight, to be honest with you. Like I said, I've been doing Muay Thai for maybe like 16 or 17 years now. I teach Muay Thai at American Top Team Atlanta. I'm one of the instructors where I actually a trainer. I train a lot of people. Douglas Lima, Diego Lima. I train a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. I know my skill level. I know where I'm at. I just want to prove, to everybody, and show them how good I really am.
Well, so you're definitely involved in the game a long time, and of course, training and being a coach for all these high-level fighters. I guess that gives you a great opportunity to, get some good rounds, some good sparring, maybe some. I don't know. It's hard to mimic Steve Walker, but I guess some southpaws to start with at least to prepare for the fight.
Yes. We got a lot. Got some southpaw guys I'm training with. His height. Skill-wise, Steven's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, got nothing to say. I'm excited to fight. Probably the most excited I've ever been for any fight. I'm training hard. It's the hardest I ever trained for any Muay Thai fight. So I'm ready to, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really exciting fight, and it's for me. It's very interesting to interview people, to interview fighters. You seem so relaxed and so calm. Like, oh, I'm just fighting. I'm having a fight. Like it's actually nobody. I mean, Steve Walker, 10-0, and then crazy knockouts his last few fights. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna rock up. And it's just another person. So calm and relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of my best attributes is my defense. I really haven't. I've been in a lot of fights, and I never really took too many big shots. I don't really get hit much. and I plan on being the same, no matter who it is, And he's a good fighter, like I say. He's a great fighter. He's undefeated for a reason, But I just like to test myself against somebody like that and see, to see how good I really am.
Well, it's definitely a phenomenal test to take, and I guess you haven't had a Thai boxing fight for a little while, so the step straight in there against the current world champion is a big feat. So I'm very excited about calling this fight.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it'll be nice to fight in front of you. Actually, of course, you're a legend, a fan. I'm a good fan, so it'll be nice to show you my skill.
Thank you. I'll be
Devorious,
cheering you on.
Devorious, you talked about your defense probably being your strength.
Mhm.
You have been in a lot of fights and haven't taken much damage. For anybody that hasn't seen you fight, if defense is one of your best attributes, where would you rate your offense, and where do you see maybe your striking talents being able to find a way to penetrate Steve's defense?
Steve actually has good defense. I really haven't seen him get hit much either. Um, Yeah, I really see him get hit much. To be honest with you, I've been waiting to watch him this fight. He don't get hit often, so I also think I'm gonna be the fastest person here to fall too. To be honest with you, and I'm good at. I feel like I'm a good counter. So he's a good counter. It's gonna be interesting. I just feel like whatever he brings, I will be able to adapt to the fight. Later rounds, I can adapt. With my skill set, I feel like I bring to the table.
Is it really important for him coming off a viral knockout like that? Is it important for your uh, mental game in that fight to get through maybe that first minute or first couple of minutes or that first round and say, okay, I outlasted the last guy already. I'm a step ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about what he did last fight. Like I said, the guy's a beast. He just beat, But I mean, when it comes down to every fight's different, every style is different. I mean, you might see a guy who's 10-0 fight a guy who's 1-5, and the guy might get knocked out. So you never know until you get in the ring, what he brings to the table. So we'll see. I'm not worried about anything. I don't, I never been knocked out before. I don't think, I don't ever think in my head I'm never gonna get knocked out or or beat or anything. I'm, as long as I'm in shape, I feel like I beat anybody.
All right. And since you brought up Warren Thompson, you know Warren really well. You fought him before, and you saw his fight. You saw Joe Stripling's fight at Lion Fight 63. Let's get an early take from you on who's going to win that heavyweight tournament final. Is it going to be Bazooka Joe, or is it going to be the Destroyer Thompson?
I've seen Joe fight. Joe's, man, he's game, man. He's tough. Warren's tough. Um, Joe, usually from the fights I've seen him, I was cornering Terrence. He's gonna be the fifth round. He's gonna be in shape. Warren's thing is cardio too, and I just feel like Warren's gonna have a little too much activity, and he's gonna win the fight. And I think it's gonna be the decision, but I think Warren will win.
Okay. Well, Devorious, thank you so much for your time on this today. We really appreciate it. I know Nathan and I are really excited about seeing you against Steve Walker. I like your very calm confidence. I think it's a really interesting approach that you've got for this fight. So we're looking forward to it. Lion Fight 66 on May 21st on UFC Fight Pass. Devorious Tubbs against Steve Walker for the North American Super Cruiserweight title. Devorious, thanks again for your time today. We really appreciate it. Nathan, as always, thank you. And we will see everybody else out there very soon.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.